I guess you all must be wondering, what in the world? Well, I am your mother. I am your earth. And I need you to understand something. I am being plagued by a disease that is taking away my children. You see, it all began in the 1980s. Although many of my children were getting sick, black and white, male and female, one group was being disproportionately affected. Yes, my white gay men were leaving me. They were dying. It's hard to believe now, but at the time, someone can be diagnosed one week and dead the next. And no one was fighting for them. In fact, at the time, even the president wouldn't say the name of this disease. Yeah. Well, I know who I am. And I know the gifts and the talents and the skills and the abilities that I have imparted to my children to help hurting people heal. But instead of using them as they were assigned and purposed, you know, people don't always do what they're supposed to do, right? They slept. And since they have free will, I waited and waited and waited. But then all of a sudden, yes, one of my precious souls woke up and shook the hearts and minds of those who were ready to do something about this disease. Yes, healing energy woke up and we saw change. Yes, we saw change in treatment. We saw change in attitudes. Guess what? We also saw change in life expectancy. I guess you could say we saw change we could believe in. Yeah. Oh, it's phenomenal. But then came a change that I could not and did not anticipate. You see, the face of this disease, of this scourge, this virus, it changed. And my children, my black and brown children, the most ignored, the most disregarded, the most marginalized of my children began to die at an even higher rate than my white gay men were dying in the 80s. While the privileged few thrived, my black and brown children died. White, black. One lives, one dies. Do y'all think that's fair? I'm asking you, do you think it's fair? Huh. Listen, I'm about to tell you something that is going to be so hard to believe. But if the course of this virus, of this disease, does not change, if it stays the same, you see, then 1 in 2 black men who have sex with men, I'm not talking about gay men now. 1 in 2 black men who have sex with men will get this disease. Yes. One in 16 black men who have sex. I don't care who they're having it with. If they're having sex or if they're sharing needles and things don't change, they will get this disease. Now, I've said I'm your mother. I like sex. And for black women, if things don't change, then 1 in 32, that's kind of like 20% of black women who have sex or who share needles will get this disease. I am not okay with that. We have got to get to 0 HIV transmissions. And we can do that. I want to get to 0 HIV transmissions before even one more of my beloved is infected by this virus. So here we go again. I guess you can say that we are in a season to wake up and step up, to do what we know can be done. But who's ready to really step up this time? Healing Energy is still going out and making sure, I need somebody else. I need someone who can shake the consciousness of the privileged patriarchy. Yes, I need someone who has the zest and the zeal, someone who, yes, I know who it is. Vibrant energy. Vibrant energy. That's who we need to work with Healing Energy for this mission. Yeah, Vibrant Energy has the spirit to do this. Vibrant energy, come forth. Mother Earth. Mother Earth is calling me. Hold on. Mother Earth. Hey, boo. How you doing? What you need? Can we go protest again? You want me to do a Facebook post? You want to go to
Vibrant energy.
Stacks? You want to get tracks?
Vibrant energy.
Steer? What are we doing?
I need you to.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. We have got to get to zero HIV transmissions. Zero HIV. Too many of my children are dying.
Mother Earth, there's 50,000 infections every year. You want to get to 50 here? Zero? Zero.
Vibrant energy. Help me if I stutter. I want to get to zero HIV transmissions.
Zero.
Now, healing energy has already taken us far. But you, vibrant energy, you have the skills, you have the energy. I need you to focus. You have what we need to build the ideal team to handle this matter of vibrant energy. I need you. We need you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Only you, vibrant energy with healing energy, can do this in a way that only you can. I am counting on you.
Zero transmission.
Zero.
Okay.
Zero.
Okay. All right. Just real quick. It's Mother Earth. Zero transmissions. Zero transmissions. No problem. Zero transmissions. All right. Well, that's going to take a little bit. That's going to take a little bit of energy. I got energy. I'm the energy of a woke ally. I've spent many years in the LGBT community being educated and loving them and supporting them and listening to them and a little bit dancing. All right. And I got friends. I got plenty of friends. I got a great team. I've got an amazing team with different perspectives that are using different HIV prevention methods. I bring them out. You listen to their stories. Here we go. We're off to the races. You get different perspectives, and then you feel that energy, and then you feel that empathy, and we can make the change, and we can spread education and information. I got the team. I got the A team. Well, without Mr. T. Actually, no, there is a Mr. T, Mr. TK. So wait, hold on. We're getting there. Hold on. I'm going to introduce you to a great team of friends, because every great effort involves a team. First of all, I want you to meet my friend, LaDon. LaDon, he uses condoms all the time. Raise the lights. I want you to see this team that I'm going to introduce. LaDon, come on out here. He uses condoms all the time. Great HIV prevention method. We call him Rubber Lover. You can too. All right, who else? I've got a friend, Justin. He takes PrEP every day. He's HIV negative. Justin, come out here. Ooh, he's a good-looking man. He's got style. We call him Preppy. Taking Truvada. Love it. Who else? I got other friends. I got a friend, not only a friend, he's a colleague. We work at Vanderbilt HIV vaccine program, and he's helming the AMP study, cutting-edge research on HIV prevention. Get amped up. Vic, come on out here. Exciting. It's very exciting, isn't it? Did you feel that energy? We got this. You know what? Last but not least, remember I said the A team? We got a Mr. T. We got a Mr. TK who's going to talk to y'all about treatment as prevention. Would you come out here, Mr. Thunder Kelly? Would you? Ooh, hey.
Hold up. I'm sorry, Vibrant Energy. I apologize. But I want the same thing that Amped Up got. Hold up. I need to go back again.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. T, Mr. TK, treatment as prevention, Thunder Kelly. The man wrote this whole production.
Like
so
real tough.
this one right here, getting an autograph after the show. All right, y'all. I've got 4 different prevention methods here. I got my A team. You guys are all going to tell your story. They're going to hear your perspective. They're going to feel the energy. They're going to send it out to their family, to their friends, Facebook, whatever, Snapchat, I don't care. Use it. Gentlemen, we've got one task tonight. What is it?
Get to zero.
Okay, I'm going to need you to hear that again a little bit louder.
Okay.
What's our task tonight?
Get to zero.
One more time, like you mean it.
Get to zero.
I
God.
felt that one. You know what, darling? Spill your
That's so
tea. Spill your tea. Spill your tea. Spill your tea. Mwah.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, this is my team. This is my A-team. I'll give you all the energy and all the love. Tell your stories.
All right, so listen. I appreciate vibrant energy. She gives us hope. She gives us a new energy in us. But every advocate team has to have a voice of support. And what better person than we have is Ebony, our voice of support. Come on, Ebony! Y'all know what I'm talking. Hey, you just got some fans, girl. Oh my God. You must got like 2 or 3 fans or something. Well, Ebony, could you please indulge the audience and let us know about when you first encountered HIV and AIDS?
I can do that.
All right, thank you.
Hold it down. HIV and AIDS. See, we thought it was a gay white man's disease. Bati boy. That's what they call gay men in Jamaica. And that's also where my family is from. See, we had no idea that straight men could get HIV. We never thought that AIDS could happen to my uncle. Let me think about it. First of all, he wasn't gay. He wasn't on drugs. He was just a hoe. And when I say a hoe, y'all like, I'm really meaning a like, somebody called him a male gigolo one time, and he embodied that in every, he really embodied that thing. Whew. I was 17 years old when my uncle came to the family and told us that he had AIDS. It was right before the 4th of July. What a way to set off fireworks. And needless to say, my whole family was devastated, and they had every right to be. The only thing that I could think about was being there to support my cousins because they were hurt to know that their father was dying from AIDS. He was only 43, and he was about to die. It was September 1st, 2009, 4 days before my 18th birthday. I got a phone call, and they said that Uncle Mark had died. Uncle Mark had died. The only thing that I wanted to do was be there to support my family because they needed somebody to lean on for support, and I gave them all that I had. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna just fast forward because that part is too emotional for me. After 4.5 years, I finally graduated from college, and I was able to begin volunteering for an organization where I was able to become that voice of support for people who really wanted to give up, but I couldn't let them. Now, I know that the statistic shows that 1 in 2 black men who have sex with men, because they do not all identify as gay, will become HIV positive in their lifetime. But I think that it is my hope and my belief that when we use all the tools that we have, we can definitely get to zero with no problem. Now, I just need people who are going to support me and help support everybody in this fight.
So who's gonna hold me down?
I got you. I'm down with you. I'm here for you, sis. Yeah, so listen.
Okay.
Listen, this is what I'm going to do. If you can move right here, please, and thank you.
Let me get that way.
All right. Now, I know that Ebony is a songbird, but I made up a song,
Let's hear it.
and I'm about to sing it. You ready?
Yeah.
Zero. Gotta get to zero. I need to get to zero. We can make it if we try. Sing y'all. Zero. Gotta get to zero. Need to get to zero. We can make it if we try. Watch this, watch this. We'll stand together as one. You'll see different perspectives of our fighting. We come together as a team. We must work harder because we got to get to
Zero. Gotta get to zero. Need to get to zero.
We can make it if we try to stand. We stand together as one. You'll see different perspectives of our fighting. We come together as a team. We must work harder because we got to get to
Zero.
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 sing, boy.
Zero. Zero. Zero.
Zero.
Zero.
Zero.
Zero.
All right. You must.
Zero.
Thank you. We stand together as one. You'll see different perspectives of our fighting. We come together as a team. We must work harder because we got to get to
Zero.
That was hot right there. I appreciate that. He did it, child. He did it. He did it.
That was real cute, but it was just, a little bit much for me.
Well, okay, man. Since you have so much to say, well, why don't you sing something for me?
Okay, I can hold it down. See, sometimes you gotta change the atmosphere. Zero. We gotta get to zero. We need to get to zero. We can make it if we try.
That's beautiful, Ebony.
Zero. We gotta get to zero. We need to get to zero. We can make it if we try. And we sing it. We gotta get
to zero.
We need to
get to zero.
We can make it
if we try.
Zero. We gotta
Get to zero.
We need to
get to zero.
We can
We can
make
make it if we try. Zero. We gotta get to zero.
We
need to get to zero.
make
We can make it if we try.
zero. We gotta get to zero. We need to get to zero. We can make it if we try.
Okay, here's my story. At 24, I had hopes and dreams. I'm a young man from Springfield, Massachusetts. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. Now, as for HIV, I really didn't hear much about it until my freshman year at Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama. No, I take that back, that's a lie. I do remember as a child, I would hear other people say that other people had a home in Virginia. You know, I actually thought they had a home in Virginia, and they was down there living it up. I wanted to go. It wasn't until later that I learned that home in Virginia was actually an acronym for HIV. HIV, home in Virginia. It makes sense, but people can be so cruel. But back to my freshman year at Oakwood. So there was this guy that died from what people said was pneumonia, but we all knew that he died from AIDS complications. I remember going to this guy's funeral, and as his mother got up to speak, there was a hush that went over the audience in anticipation of what she was about to say. And with tears freshly stained on her face, she stepped up to the mic, and as clear as she knew how, she said, I didn't care about my son's lifestyle. He was my son. He was a child of the king. Well, after his funeral, people started talking. I thought to myself, that could have been me. That could have been me. Yes, I am bisexual, and I've known for quite some time now. And no, I haven't always protected myself. But it was my mission to do just that. So I marched down to Student Health Services, and I loaded up on condoms. And I let all my partners know, no glove, no love. I guess you can call me the rubber lover now. I never knew that I would be in the fight to help protect other men like myself. So when I graduated from Oakwood, my social work degree, I knew that this is what I could do to help. I got a call from Nashville at a place called Streetworks Project Uno, where we help young, gay, Black, and bisexual men every day. And as I began to think a lot about that young man that died in my freshman year, I knew that this is what I could do to help prevent other young men end up like him. I use condoms to protect myself, and now I promote safer sex. Now, getting to zero HIV transmissions, that's a task that would be hard to do. 1 in 2 Black men who have sex with men will end up contracting HIV. Man, I don't get it. Why do Black people have to be the butt of every joke? I mean, if the CDC wants zero transmissions to happen, they're gonna have to give us more time in the game. We need more time, more education, more conversation, and definitely more action. But I haven't lost hope. Why? I'm not going back, I'm moving ahead. I'm here to declare to you, my past is over in you. All things are made new, surrendered my life to Christ. I'm moving,
Come on, y'all.
You made all things new. Yes, you made
find my way. Let me show you how I do my own little zero.
Oh, you better do it then, Justin. Ow, ow, ow.
We've got to get to zero.
Oh, you got a little jazz to it.
We've got to get to
Oh,
zero.
oh.
We've got to get to zero.
I love it, y'all.
We've got to get to zero. We've got to get to zero. Get to get zero. Oh, we've got to get to zero. We gotta we've got to get to zero. We can make it if we try. We can make it if we try. We can make it if we try. We can make it if we try.
You better sing.
Woo! I'm tired now.
You so crazy.
Whew. Hi, my name is Preppy, and one pill a day keeps HIV away. And that pill is called Truvada, otherwise known as PrEP. See, it was spring of 2011, and I had just become a freshman at the University of Southern Mississippi. Southern Miss to the top! Go Eagles! That was our motto. Honey, I was so ready to get my life fast. So much so that I just happened to run into Mr. Track Star. Ran right through my heart, honey. Well, Mr. Track Star just gotta know. He gave me chlamydia. Twice. Honey, listen before y'all judge me now. Don't walk out here telling nobody no fibs. It's the whole story. He was manly, masculine, thuggish. Pure trade. Oh, but hold on real quick now. You do know what trade is, right? Oh, my Lord Jesus. I'll be right. Let me get my stool. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I'm going to sit down for this. Now, I don't want none of y'all ladies getting upset with me, honey. I'm just going to tell the story. The truth shall set me free. Trade is a man that sleeps with men but has a girlfriend on the side, honey. My type of man, honey. Or at least at the time it was. Now, no more. I grew up just a little bit. But anyway, story goes like this. I was walking from the cafeteria and Mr. Track Star asked me did I want to hang. I said, honey, do you see yourself? And we can hang all night long, all night, all night. And honey, we hung and I started burning. Honey, I tried to go to the bathroom and burnt to use it. I didn't know what was going on with my body. I just knew that I had to go to somebody's doctor, nurse, PA, I don't know, somewhere. I couldn't go to the school nurse, honey, because I ain't want all the folk in my business. Y'all know how y'all get on these campuses and stuff like that. No ma'am, no way, no how. And so I ended up going to a private practitioner. And when I got there, she gave me a shot in the butt, and 7 to 10 days worth of prescription. But hold on, the part that got me was that she told me I had to avoid Mr. Track Star. What is wrong with you? She don't know how he looks. She don't know what I'm going through. I got needs. Yes. Well, honey, you don't have to worry about that too much. On the 10th day, not the 3rd, that's when Jesus rose, but on the 10th day, I saw Mr. Track Star. I said, hey, Mr. Track Star. I've been a little under the weather, but I feel so much better now. You want to hang? And so we hung, and I started burning again. Now, I know y'all think I'm crazy. You think I probably would have learned my lesson by now, but being little old, dumb, hot, fast me, I decided to do what I wanted to do. And then I had to think about it. I gotta go back to the doctor again. So, my little embarrassed, shamed, skinny tail waltzed my butt back to that same practitioner. And when I got in there, she spoke words that began to change the way that I actually think about myself. She said, you as a young, black, gay man, you must protect yourself, son. And that began to manifest on the inside of me. But first of all, I said, honey, you got me bent. First of all, how you know I'm gay? I didn't check no box when I walked up in here. See, the rat side of me wanted to pop off on her. But I can't. She don't know now. She ain't know now, honey. But wait. But then she started talking about this incurable disease. HIV, that's what it was. And I don't ever recall at that time hearing about HIV. They didn't teach me this stuff in school. I don't know what school y'all went to, but I didn't get it. However, I thought to myself again, then I realized I was no more than 7, 8, maybe 9 years old, and my ratchet cousins, they ain't no fault of their own, just that their mama was, that ain't y'all business, it ain't mine either. But they were always talking about a package. He got the package. She got the package. Honey, they got the package. Honey, I bought a UPS, FedEx, USPS, anything that carried a package. For about 2 months, I didn't want no dealings. Honey, return the sender, don't put no stamp on that thing. Well, I never got the package. However, in all of those moments, in that whole entire experience, there was something that stuck out to me that was very, very important. It's that I had just got a calling to educate and do something to enlighten my community. It was important. It was necessary. So I decided that I would begin volunteering at the AIDS Services Coalition in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where I attended school. And there I had the opportunity to educate so many black and brown, beautiful beings, and got to learn about the different challenges that they faced each and every day, whether they were affected or infected. But to me, it still it wasn't enough. I didn't feel completely fulfilled. I needed more. I needed to pour into more lives in a different way. And so, what do? Well, I joined the military. And after 2 years of being in the military, I got a call one day. And I know what y'all thinking, they better deploy my little gay self. No, ma'am. Greater Than AIDS phoned me and offered me the unique opportunity to join them and 24 other Speak Out HIV ambassadors. Me? Girl, where you see me at? But that experience and just having the opportunity just challenged me. So I found myself on the way to D.C., where I met 24 other black and brown young gay men just like myself, who shared the same passion and the same desire to get to zero HIV transmissions. I fell in love. I found myself, my purpose. I found the community, somewhere where I actually fit in. I was so empowered and inspired when I left that when I got back home, I decided that I would create the Mississippi AIDS Task Force and the LHiV 101 Project, where I was able to travel to HBCUs across the state of Mississippi and talk about what I love, and that's HIV. I was able to educate people who lacked the knowledge, but also talk about how stigma provides a challenge and debilitates our ability to get to zero. But even that still didn't fulfill me. So I began applying to jobs in Texas, Tennessee, and Georgia. Got all 3 jobs, but the one in Atlanta I couldn't take it. That's where all the gays go, honey. I could not be there. So I declined Texas. I accepted the one in Nashville, where I was offered the opportunity to work for a CDC-funded project called My House through collaboration with Natural Care, Streetworks, and Neighborhood Help. It was in this experience that I felt complete. I felt whole. I didn't have the restrictions. But here I was able to do something for my community to actually impact and change lives. That's all I wanted to do. And so I do believe that through my recent experiences that we can get to zero HIV transmissions with all of the resources and tools. But it takes each and every one of us to get the job done. Because one day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Yes, indeed. My.
Now, what do y'all think's gonna happen if they ask Dolly Parton to follow Patti LaBelle? He wrote it this way, so I'm gonna sing it this way. Y'all help me. Here we go. Gotta get to zero. Need to get to zero. Now. Gotta get to zero. We can make it if we try. Come on. Gotta get to zero. Need to get to zero.
I like it.
Gotta get to zero. We can make it if we try. Everybody, come on. Gotta get to zero. Need to get to zero. Gotta get to zero. We can make it if we try. Gotta get to zero. Need to get to zero. Gotta get to zero. We can make it if we try. Oh, Lord. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what I thought the first time I saw Justin rehearse that. But enough about that. How many of y'all have ever heard of Phil Donahue? See, you and I aren't afraid to tell our ages, right? And I figure by 39, you might as well be better about it, because if you're bitter about it, you're not doing anybody any good. All right. So, I bet y'all can imagine, when I was about 8 years old, my precocious little ass loved a talk show, right? I'm talking about Geraldo. I'm talking about, Ricky Lake came later. You know, other kids were watching 3, 2, 1 Contact, and of course the white kids were watching Kids Incorporated. But me, I was bouncing off the bus because I wanted to get them paternity tests back on Sally Jesse Raphael. Exactly. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix this, like Dolly Parton. Hold on. All right. I'm working on it. But anyway, amidst all my talk TV. One day I saw a show, Donahue Show. Oh, and for those of you who don't know, by the way, Donahue was the king of talk TV. Until Miss Winfrey came along, and she will always be Miss Winfrey to me. There is no Oprah in my life. There is Miss Winfrey. And when she came along and upset that apple cart, it all changed. But on this particular day, I was watching Donahue. And there was a young lady on that show. Her name was Kimberly Bergalis. Y'all, she went to get her teeth cleaned, and she contracted this virus called HIV from the dentist. Something about the equipment wasn't cleaned properly. And this lady is on this show, and she's dying. She's actively dying. And they're talking about this thing called AIDS. So I'm 8 years old, right? And I'm like, what is this? I was mesmerized. And about, 3 or 4 months later, I was watching another talk show. And there was a kid on there who was about my age, and his name was Ryan White. He was a hemophiliac, and he had contracted HIV through a blood transfusion. He also had this thing called AIDS, and he was dying, a kid. So now I'm not only mesmerized, I'm terrified. And I don't have anybody to ask, and I'm afraid to not know because I'm afraid that I'm going to get it. So one day I said to my mother, out of the blue, Mom, what is AIDS? And I could tell when I asked her, it laid on her buttons. You know, sometimes kids are going to ask you things that you're not ready to answer. And that was one of those days. And she just looked at me and said, sweetheart, that's not something you're ever going to have to worry about. That's something that happens to people not like you. Well, apparently the high heels that I was wearing at the time let's just say my mother's a precious lady who always had the best of hopes and intentions for me, and somehow being a homosexual was never a part of that picture. But we grow, and we love, and we change. Now, sure, I'd bring home a wig, my dad would throw it away. I'd get another pair of high heels, my dad would throw them away. And by the time I was about 17, I was ready to get out of that little town. Appalachia, Bluefield, coal mines, football was king, I was a queen. But there's something about growing up in an environment like that when you're going to school with tap shoes on. I learned what it meant to hurt really, really early. I learned what it meant to be devalued really early. I learned what it meant for people around you to decide what your fate would be before you ever have the chance to say who and what you are for yourself. And that wasn't easy. By the time I graduated from high school, I had sold my parents on sending me here to go to school at Belmont. And things went well at Belmont. I worked hard. I got a job in the commercial music industry. I wanted to be behind the microphone, but I was behind the desk. That's okay. I learned a lot from behind the desk. It wasn't a bad gig. In about 2008, when the recession hit, and my job went out on recess and never came back in, I wasn't all that torn up about it. One day, a friend of mine sent me a Craigslist post, and she said in the email, "I thought of you when I got this. I don't know if you would ever even consider anything like this, but here, do with it what you will." About 6 weeks later, I arrived at my new office at Nashville Cares, coordinator of HIV prevention education. And it wasn't very long after that I learned about some research that was going on over at Vanderbilt. And they needed people who were HIV negative to participate in clinical trials that were going on for preliminary HIV vaccines. So I enrolled. And in about a year, I was offered a position enrolling other people in the same kind of studies that I had been in myself just a short while before. It was one of the best experiences of my life. And I'll tell you, I learned really fast that people who work in this arena tend to put everything ahead of their own well-being. We push, we reach, and all for good reason, and much reward. But after about 4 years of that job, I'll tell y'all, Little Magic had lost his spark. Y'all remember Little Magic? In living color? Well, I needed some time out. So, while I was on the bench, I heard about this study called AMP, Antibody-Mediated Prevention. It was groundbreaking. It was like nothing that had ever been studied before, using a broadly neutralizing HIV antibody that somebody's immune system had created in response to HIV, but now they were able to test it on people who are HIV negative to see if it could actually prevent infection. And again, I was fascinated. But by this time, I knew how these things worked. So I made it known that I was willing to get back in the game. I said a prayer, and about 3 months later, I got a phone call. It was my former boss at Vanderbilt. He said, "This morning," you know her name, "she walked in my office and said she'd gotten her dream job and she has to leave in 2 weeks." I said, "You don't say." About 4 weeks later, I was back at my old desk at Vanderbilt. But I had a new attitude. And it was certainly the case that the epidemic had changed. The CDC had released these statistics that confused me. 1 in 2 African American MSM would contract HIV in their lifetime if trajectories went uninterrupted. 1 in 4 Latino MSM, but 1 in 11 white MSM. I knew that was about systemic racism. You know how when you know something? Down here? So I thought, what can I do? How can I use my privilege to shine a light on a community that has been marginalized, that has been overlooked, that has been forgotten, and that is very deserving of my energy? So now, I get to be one of the faces of the AMP study in Nashville. And I get to support programs like My House and Project Uno. And I get to talk to people that look all kinds of ways and have all colors of skin and all ages and all walks of life about participating in biomedical research, because I'll tell you what, if we don't have everybody's data in the data set, what good is an HIV vaccine that works for only people with one color of skin? We got to have everybody. 1 in 2 African American MSM. 1 in 4 Latino MSM. 1 in 11 white MSM. And we want to get to 0 HIV transmissions by the year 2020. It's a big goal. It's a stretch. Can we do it? Absolutely. Will we do it? What will it take? A radical shift. We have to start valuing all lives, especially black lives. And I'll tell you this, if I know anything today, standing here on the stage, getting to zero, combining all of our efforts, working together, it's all about love. Because love is all
Sing, man.
there is, and love is all there will ever be. Love is all there is. Love is all there will ever be. Y'all help me. Love is all there is. Love is all there will ever be. Oh, love is all I know there is. And love is all there will ever be. Y'all help us. Love is all, oh yeah, there is. And love is all there will ever be. Oh, love is all there is. Love is all there will ever be. Love is all, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Love is all. I know that, I know that, I know that love is all there is. Love is all there will
Now that move out the way. Move over there. Get stuff over there. All right. Can y'all hear me out there? All right. Here go my zero. I said zero.
Zero.
Gotta get.
Gotta get to zero.
Oh, zero.
Zero.
Need to get
to zero.
I said zero.
Zero.
Gotta get.
Gotta get to zero.
Oh, zero.
Zero.
Need to get.
Come
on,
to
y'all.
zero. We can.
If we try, y'all.
We try.
Hey.
We can if we try.
Oh, God. Zero.
Zero.
Gotta get
to zero.
Oh, zero.
Zero.
Need to get
to
Good
zero.
God Almighty, y'all.
Zero.
Gotta
get to zero.
Oh, zero.
Zero.
Need to
get to
Here we go, y'all.
zero. We can.
If we try.
We try.
Hello.
We can if we try.
I said zero.
Zero.
Stay right there. Zero.
Zero.
Oh, zero.
Zero. Zero.
Oh, zero.
Zero. Zero. Zero.
Oh,
Zero.
stay right there. Zero.
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 Zero. Y'all better say
Zero.
it. We can.
Zero.
Here we go.
We can.
If we try.
If we try. We can if we try.
know I'm tired now, right? Woo. Jesus Christ. Gotta get to zero. Shh, say it.
Zero.
Not 3, 2, 1, but
Zero.
not 3, 2, 1, but
Zero.
Z-E-R-O, zero.
Zero.
Z-E-R-O, zero.
Zero.
Z-E-R-O, zero.
Zero.
All right, y'all. I got hype.
Zero.
Stop. Holy Ghost. Okay, I quit. I'm done. Stop, y'all. Stop. I'm up here sweating profusely. Listen, you guys, we never, in my family, talked about HIV and AIDS. We talked about Magic Johnson, or we talked about it when people died, like Arthur Ashe, Eazy-E, Liberace, and we talked again about Magic Johnson based off of the fact that he became public about being HIV positive. Well, I never really met anyone. Wait a minute. I'm the only person, or the first person that I knew who had HIV. I'm treatment as prevention. If you're on your meds for 6 months, you become undetectable, the likelihood of you spreading HIV is 0. The day was October the 13th, 1997. And me and my mom was sitting at the kitchen table, and we were eating, and the phone rung, house phone rung. We had a house phone back then. So I picked it up, and I said, hello. The person on the other end said, hey, can I speak to a Mr. T.K. Hampton? I said, this is him. She said, hey, sir, did you try and give blood at a Red Cross blood drive at the University of Montevallo? I said, yeah, very proudly. She cut that short and she said, well, I'm sorry to inform you, sir, but we're not able to use your blood. It came back HIV positive. I said, what? She said, did you hear me, sir? Your blood came back HIV positive. I said, well, girl, what you want me to do about it? She said, I need for you to come down to the health department by the end of the day. Girl, you tried it. I'm not coming down to that health department. I live in Columbia, Tennessee. It's a small town. No, ma'am, I'm not coming down there. She said, well, sir, if you're not down here by the end of the day, we're going to send the police out to pick you up. I said, all right, girl, I'll talk to you later. My mother, she saw the look on my face and she looked at me. She said, well, who was that on the phone? I said, that was the health department. They just told me I had HIV before I even thought about it. She said, what? I said, that was the health department. She said, boy, I know who it was. What did they say? I said, they said that I have HIV. She said, well, what do they want you to do about it? I said, well, they told me that I needed to come down there by the end of the day or they were going to send the police out to pick me up. She said, well, we need to go on. I said, I ain't going, Mama. Because HIV ends in AIDS, and AIDS ends in death. My mother looked at me and she said,
you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning. Troubles, they won't last always. For there's a friend in Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hand and say, oh, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. Hey, with Jesus I can take it. With him I know I can stand. No matter what may come my way, no matter what may come my way, no matter what may come my way, my life is in your hand. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is.
I made it. I made it, and I didn't have AIDS. But I took 14 pills a day, and I really didn't know how to cope with it. So I needed something to numb the pain of HIV, and that was cocaine. So the story goes like this. It was July 2006, and I was at this club that I usually frequent, and I walked in like I usually do, go to the bartender, hey, Terry, what's up? Hey, man, give me a beer. Terry gave me my beer. I went to the bathroom, powdered my nose. I wasn't ashamed. I didn't have to go in no stall. I powdered my nose. This dude walked in. He said, hey, dog, let me hit that pad. I said, child, what you got? He said, I got this little pill. I said, word? Let's do it then. Bam. Yeah. Now, that lets you know how much of a drug addict I was at the time, because I didn't even know what pill it was. But after about an hour, things started getting a little tricky. I was tore from the floor up, beat up from the feet up. I needed to check up from the neck up. Child, I was gone. I was so gone. I said, you know what? I'm going to go home because I ain't going to be able to stay in this club like this. So I got in my Jeep and I headed downtown. I don't live downtown. I don't even live near downtown. I don't even live in the same direction as downtown. I actually live in the opposite way of downtown. But I went on and drove downtown. And because I was high, I took a nap while driving. I woke up a week later in the Vanderbilt Trauma Unit. I broke through 3 vertebrae in my neck. I tore my eyelid. I don't have a muscle in my arm, and I can't raise it no higher than here. I have a metal plate in my jaw, and word on the street is that they had to lightly resuscitate me. When I woke up, I realized it wasn't HIV that was going to kill me. It was me that was going to kill me. So after about 6 to 8 months of recovery and rehab, I decided to find Jesus and I joined church. So the church that I joined ended up wanting to know more about HIV, and I jumped at the opportunity. The pastor sent me to California to Rick Warren's church for World AIDS Day. And that's where I met, at the time, Senator Barack Obama, but it was President Barack Obama. He got on stage in front of the crowd. He talked about the importance of getting tested, and he swabbed his mouth. Everybody got tested. It gave me empowerment. I felt great. So I decided to write a production, and when I got back to my church, we did the production. I asked my pastor, would he get tested on stage? He obliged. And the night that it happened, over 200 people got tested for HIV. Isn't that right, Ron Crowder? I say, isn't that right, Ron Crowder? And you guys don't even know this. But the night that I did my production, Ron Crowder was the person who was testing. And when he came to me, he said, I only bought 25 tests. I'm gonna have to go back and get some more. Do it. But yeah, that shocked me. It gave me strength. I was ready to go tackle the world and let them know that you can live with HIV. But then something horrible happened. It was January the 12th, 2011. I was asleep and I heard my cell phone vibrating. And because I had drunk too much wine several hours earlier, I couldn't get it. But then the house phone started ringing. And it kind of scared me, and I jumped up and I grabbed the phone. And it was my niece, and she said, you gotta get down here. Something's wrong with Granny. And she hung up the phone. I jumped up, I threw my clothes on. I told my roommate, hey man, ride with me. We got in the car, we headed down 65 to Columbia, Tennessee. And before we could even get to the Columbia exit, my sister called me. Before I could even think, I picked up the phone and I said, is Mama dead? She said, I'm sorry, bub. She didn't make it. What you mean she didn't make it? She wasn't even sick. She was only 57. I got to the hospital. I walked in and the nurse said, go to the back. Your people are back there. When I opened up the door, I could just hear this wailing. It was my sisters just crying uncontrollably. About that time, the nurse knocked on the door. She said, your mom is ready. We got her cleaned up. Y'all can come see her now. I told my sister, no, I want to go by myself. So I walked down the hall. I walked in that room. I pulled a curtain back. Oh, God, what happened? What happened? What am I going to do now? I didn't know what to do. You know, I knew how to live my life with my mother. But living my life without her is something different. just when you think you're over it and it's okay, it'll still cut you. You have your good days, you have your bad days. And one day I was having a rough day. I wanted to give up. I grabbed my phone like every human does and get on Facebook. I thank God I did. I was scrolling down, and this lady, she saved my life. Because I heard her sing this song.
I've had my share of times when there was no one around. You came along and rescued me. I'm so glad you came and set me free. 'Cause every time I smile, I always think of you and all that you do. 'Cause every time I smile, I always think of you and all that you do. In all you do, always come through. My smile, because of you. In all you do, you always come through. I smile because of you. In all you do, always come through. Just to know I smile, I belong to you. I smile to know you love in all you do. For me it's true. Always come through. Lord, I smile. Hey, I smile. Oh, you got me dancing in the rain. You do. You erased all my shame. I smile. Yeah, I smile. Oh, in his arms and on all you do. I'm so glad my heart you're through. I smile. Because of I trust you, you do. I'm leaning and depending on you. I smile. I smile. Because we gotta get to zero. You do. Whatever it takes, Lord. Always come through. I smile. I smile. 'Cause every time I smile, I always think of you and all that you do. 'Cause your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment because of you. And I want to thank you. Woo! Anybody got a praise in the house? And praise you too. Your grace. Your grace. Somebody say your grace. Your Yes, he did. He kept your mind in perfect peace as it was said on the. Now you got a story to tell. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Woo. Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Somebody ought to tell God thank you. Thank you for keeping me. Thank you for saving me. Thank you, thank you. Woo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh.
I stand in silence because even in rehearsals, we couldn't even finish. This is it. This is what we offer you. We couldn't even finish the play rehearsing. So, this is our gift to you. We've got to get to zero. We gotta stop HIV. So, we gotta go home. And Ebony, you gotta come here.
Tell you about this man, because y'all know him. And I hope that you all know Mr. Nate Bean. Please come forward, sir. These are for you, sir. Yes, these are for you, sir. These two gentlemen right here, more talent than we could imagine when we started this process. We thank you all for being a part of this with us tonight. Thank you to all of these beautiful people on the stage. Thank you, Lola.
I'm sorry, y'all. Everybody gotta sing it.